I think Subbu and Mr. Reddy have very eloquently expressed what Chandamama has meant to them and meant to this country. I really would feel very illiterate to further expand on their expressions and their ideas and their thoughts. But I must congratulate them first on this wonderful occasion, an occasion which I'm sure every one of us, every Indian needs to be proud of. It's a marvelous tradition that was started by Mr. Reddy's father, the great Mr. Nagi Reddy, with whom I've had the great honor and pleasure of meeting. Mr. Nagi Reddy has been a great visionary, not only in the field of publishing, but perhaps many of you may not know, in filmmaking as well. The Nagi Reddy studios in Chennai are and were always the most prestigious studios that we in Mumbai, when we went to make a film in Chennai, were extremely proud and honored to be a part of. The whole concept of building several floors and having a very professional outlook towards filmmaking was some of my first experiences when I came to Mumbai. Unlike the Indian film industry here in Mumbai, which was, with all due respect, a little disorganized. But when you went to the south, and when you went to Chennai to make your films there, it was a sea change. And I think a part of that discipline and that organization skill that they possessed is truly reflective in the way Mr. Nagi Reddy brought out Chandamama, as well as some of the humongous amount of philanthropic work that he has been associated with. Whether it is in building hospitals for the needy, whether it is in building structures and institutions for the common man. I think all these can only come from a great visionary like Mr. Nagi Reddy. I'm very happy that Mr. Reddy, you called us here, and Subbu, that you have given me the honor of associating myself with this wonderful opening. I was just asking Subbu what the word Geodesic meant, and it's a new word for me, and I'm sure many of you would also want to know what it is. So he said it's a technical terminology which brings two entities closer together, and I think that nothing could be more demonstrative of this coming together than the launch of this book. All of us here coming together to celebrate, to honor this wonderful production. I wish you all success, sir, and I wish that in the years to come, and as Subbu was saying, in the generations to come, our children and our children's children will continue to be associated with this. I don't think that there's any home in India, in any part of the country, that does not have a story to tell, which associates itself with Chandamama. I myself, when I was a youngster in the city of Allahabad, initially was very influenced by the Western comics, Roy Rogers and Lone Ranger and Donald Duck and Elmer Fudd and all these beautiful characters that used to be coming out. Until one day, my parents introduced me to Chandamama. And then there was a sea change. It was only Chandamama, right up to this day. I don't get time to read Chandamama now, but I know that there are two young people in my family, my two grandchildren, my granddaughter and my grandson, who need to be introduced to this. And I was just talking to Subbu of how wonderfully through technology, and what you said was so right, people are, and the younger generation is so forward, very educated, but perhaps in a different style than what we used to do in our youth. And we will introduce them to the internet and to Chandamama and the capacity to be able to put on the radio and to get Chandamama stories through them, which is a wonderful idea. We want to thank you for that, and I will introduce this to my grandchildren as well. Thank you so much for having me here, and once again, a truly great honor and a privilege to be a part of this wonderful evening. Thank you.